Hey guys, Shoal Bad Hair Day Doge here, and today we're looking at the InfinityMice Shogun. I have it in the XL square version, which is 490 by 490 millimeters, and I bought it from the InfinityMice store. It is a limited edition pad, so it is no longer in stock as of currently, but it does use the same surface as the Infinite Control V1, which sometimes comes back in stock. Now we'll get started with the surface. The surface is very densely weaved. It focuses on a smooth, skin-friendly surface. There's a slight difference between the X and the Y axis, with the Y axis being a bit more rough, if anything. But besides that, it's very smooth along all axes. It uses the Infinite Control V1 surface, which is more on the control side of the control balance pads. Very smooth dynamic friction, and the static friction isn't too much to the point where I find myself struggling to start a movement. The stopping power is nice, and pressing into the pad with your mouse gives a nice range of friction from a very smooth glide to a more controlled glide, which is good for tracking and such. This is the most skin-friendly surface I've used on any pad thus far. It's like rubbing your hand along a fine mattress sheet. I never get skin irritation with this pad, even if I am pressing really deep into it, and it's just genuinely a comfortable experience. Obviously, the trade-off with this being that it doesn't have too much tactility if that's what you're looking for, but it's not too much to the point where I find myself struggling to find where my mouse is on the pad in terms of tactility goes. I don't have any humidity issues, so I can't say much on that topic, but when I do sweat, the pad definitely becomes a bit harder to start movements on. It's not too bad, though, to the point where I can't find myself performing as well as I usually do when I do begin to sweat. Arm sleeves are a bit of a miss on this pad, but sometimes they can be good. It's fine along the x-axis, completely smooth against the x-axis in fact, but it does start to catch on the y-axis. So if you play games like Valorant, maybe you can play with an arm sleeve, but other games I just don't think it would be very valid in that case. The base is my favorite part of this pad. It is a custom IPU base with this special InfinityMice pattern. It's very cool. Best base I've used to date. It stays where you initially place it without sticking too much to the point where it'll lose its properties over time. It's also just a really cool anti-copy design, and I'll show how plush it is here. It's super plush, but still gives a good surface that dot skates won't sink into unless you press into it super hard. Very nice rebound, doesn't leave a mark when you pull away from initially pushing into it. It's a very comfortable experience. Base is nice and flexible and adapts to any surface you probably could rest it on, and lays out flat every time. It won't be sliding anywhere during game either. This is, yeah, and I would be shaking my desk trying to take this off. The stitching is very nice. A little bit inconsistent as far as distance from stitch to stitch goes, but it is very below the surface, and it's nothing that'll affect your performance in game. And like I said, stitching is below the surface, so you won't notice your mouse with full skates going over the surface and just barely with dot skates. So that's very good. Surface is pretty easy to keep clean. I don't find myself gliding over something on the surface unless it's something really big. The art is absolutely fantastic. I love this art. It's beautiful. It's definitely not the most flashy art in terms of color, but the blur gives it a nice amount of depth, and it's just genuinely a really cool design. I really like the art of this pad. As for if it's worth it, it came packaged in this flat black box. Normally it comes in special packaging, but I got it during a restock where they didn't have the special packaging, unfortunately. It doesn't have any coatings, so very good. Won't change over time too drastically. It's not only a collector's pad, but an endgame pad for me. I will be maining this from now on. It was a steep price of $56, but it's easily my favorite pad, and I think it's well worth the price, especially compared to other pads at the same price point. Again, this shares the same surface as the Infinite Control V1, so if you want to experience this pad but don't want to cough up the money or is out of stock, getting the Infinite Control V1 may be the right choice for you. It just won't come into art. It'll only come in scarlet red, and it doesn't come in any other colors, unfortunately. So yeah, this will definitely be my main pad going forward, and it will be setting a new bar for me going forward as far as deluxe mouse pad experiences go. I hope they do another rerun of this limited edition pad because I do think it's just an experience that everyone deserves. It's just a lovely mouse pad. It's nice and plush, skin friendly. I've had no issues with it thus far. And I will be buying more of InfinityMice's products in the future because this is just, it's a deluxe experience. It's definitely up there with Artisan and some other mousepad companies. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye!